I can make a joke about being single just in time for hot girl summer, so that means that I'm for the streets, but in reality, I'm just gonna stay home like I always do. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Zhariya Smith and I typically make commentary videos just like this one. Today's candle is watermelon lime because we're having a summery vibe right now. And pause for all of your racist comments. I know, I'm black and I like watermelon. Get over it. But in 2019, I will never forget when Megan Thee Stallion first became popular and she coined the phrase hot girl summer. Now in 2022, hot girl summer has turned into a whole phenomenon, and now whenever it starts to get warm outside, girlies are cheating on their boyfriends and they are having a good time doing it. And with this summer specifically, Future just released an album which is okay. It's not the best album ever, but it's also not the worst album. And with so many songs and Coachella just happening and all of these summery vibes starting to happen, I feel like that there's also this flip side of there just being a pressure to have a hot girl summer and what that even entails. So I kind of wanted to talk about it. And I recently watched the movie, the A24 movie X, which is literally so good. And that movie, a lot of it is about embracing your sexuality and, wanting to, in this case, they're adult entertainers, but embracing your sexuality. And I think that this is kind of something that has been happening a lot recently, just in general media. And while it is great for people to want to embrace themselves and enjoy things that they before were told they were wrong for enjoying, there's also a flip side to where it's now a lot of people feel pressure to be that way, even if they are not like that. So I wanted to get into it and let's just talk about the pressures of having a hot girl summer. So firstly, when I started thinking about this video topic, I think it's just TikTok is literally listening to me think at this point. I feel like that it used to be they tracked my activity outside of the app, and I feel like they're just literally thinking about what's happening inside of my brain. But there is this trend right now, there's a bunch of TikTok audios about having a hot girl summer.
A real hot girl shit there. Hot girl summer. Let me try the boat.
People expressing how upset they are because they can't participate in hot girl summer this year, or people talking about how they feel like they need to be a hot girl this summer even though they don't want to be, and just all of these things. And I think that whenever we talk about trends, I think TikTok is such a big proponent in seeing what is trending and seeing what the girlies are doing, because it's interesting, and a lot of young girls are talking about how they're excited for hot girl summer, how they can't wait to finesse men, they can't wait to go outside, they can't wait to get on a yacht, they can't wait to do all these things, which is great, lovely, fun, funky, and fresh. However, I feel like that maybe perhaps it's because of me as a person, but I'm more so on the side of people that I'm seeing where people are talking about how they feel pressured to have a hot girl summer. They stay inside and they are doing summer semester at school, they work, but they feel the pressure that they need to have at least 5 boyfriends by June, and I think that that's something that comes with the almost rise of just it's great to embrace your sexuality, but also it's important to not push being overly sexual onto people, because I think that is something that everyone is different about. People may have different religion preferences, they might just have feelings about their bodies, it could be a whole slew of things. So I think it's good to be like, hey, just if you want to do this thing, do it, but also we shouldn't pressure people into doing those things. I kind of wanted to talk about Megan Thee Stallion falls into this category, but I wanted to talk about hypersexual female rappers. I hate using the term female, but I tried finding a way to say woman rappers that are women, hypersexual rappers that are women. It just sounds wrong, so I'm sorry. I'm just using female to describe the gender. Please don't hate me. I'm not like that. Hypersexual rappers that are women. Rappers being hypersexual has literally always been a thing. If you ever listen to Code 45, what was it? Crazy Rap, that's the name of the song. If you've ever listened to any hip hop at any time period, you've probably heard songs like Slob on My Knob or Deep Throat by Cupcake. You've always heard these type of hypersexual songs. Even one of those popular songs, it's not hip hop, but Shaggy releasing a song about how he cheated on his girlfriend and describing about the different places that he was having intercourse with the girl. This is common. This happens literally in all of hip hop. And I think that you want to go in with that mentality that this is not something that is so entirely brand new. It's just that it's more women doing it than it is men doing it at the moment, which is fine. But there are rappers, I don't have a list because I literally just wrote topics. I didn't write any like specific notes, but coming to my mind would be like Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Lil Kim, Iggy Azalea, Flo Milli, Doja Cat, like even Ariana Grande recently with 3435. Like, there's so many, and I feel bad for not. Oh, Sweetie is one of them. God, there are so many, and I feel bad about not naming all of them. I probably should have done more background on this. But it is I feel like whenever we go onto Spotify and we type in female rappers, we find a lot of their music is kind of like that overly sexual, like WAP type of music, which is fine. I love Doja Cat. I love listening to that whenever I'm like driving like on a long road trip. It's really fun. Also Flo Milli. I love Flo Milli. She is an icon, truly. But what we think about whenever we hear these rapping is that it's like before, it was pretty much presumed that men were overly sexual. We kind of just as a society accepted the fact that men wanted to have intercourse with women, and women just had to deal with it type of vibes. And now it's like, hey, I am woman and I want to be pleased in that regard. And I want to show you how to do this for me. And if you don't, then I am leaving you for somebody else who will do it. A la Plan B by Megan Thee Stallion. And I think that while this music is great in terms of liberating people and in terms of making people have music that they resonate with, because it's honestly weird whenever you are a person who, let's say, is overtly sexual and you don't really have any artist or music that you can resonate with that isn't written by a man, because obviously men don't know how you feel as a woman or as a person who is gender nonconforming or whatever it may be. Not everybody identifies with straight Black male rappers. Some people want to have that little bit of diversity, but I think that with the rise of hypersexual rappers that are women, we see that there also is kind of like going hand in hand with a lot of younger girls and women posting on TikTok or on social media about their life of casual dating and hookup culture, which is something that, again, is not something that is so entirely new. People have been doing it. I know literally when I was in, I want to say like 5th grade, one of my friend's sisters was in college and she was talking about how she was hooking up with a bunch of different people. And it's not something that is so entirely brand new. It's like a thing, like you have fun in your 20s, you set it on in your 30s, whatever. But for the sake of this, I think that by introducing this music in a way, I feel like a lot of people that are younger are now having this pressure of feeling like that they have to do these things. And it's like, bro, you're 13, it's fine. Go play with your Legos and watch Degrassi. There's no need to do all of the stuff that you see on social media. And in general, I just think that when we're talking about this, that it's important to understand that not everybody is hypersexual and not every single rapper that is a woman is hypersexual. And I think that we see so often that we like to highlight things that are the most popular, that we see the most frequently, but in reality, there are so many great female artists who don't talk about intercourse literally at all. So that's also something that I want to mention, is that like just because a person is a rapper that is a girl doesn't mean that they have to rap like Megan Thee Stallion or like Doja Cat or SZA or any of that, And this also leads me into the rise of casual dating and hookup culture. Now, I will say that I don't think that it's something that is so horribly bad as long as both parties are consenting to that type of relationship. As I mentioned in my other video about Zhariya Smith, I think that if you are open and honest about the relationship you want to have with somebody, 9 times out of 10, it works out great for you. So just, do that more often. But I think that, at least for me, and when I was in college, I mean, I still am in college, but when I was physically at college, as opposed to now being at college online, I found that there were a lot of people that felt that kind of pressure to where they had to hook up with people. They had to, be on Bumble, Tinder, and Hinge, and they had to be on Grindr, and they had to just like be this overly sexual because that was kind of like not what someone was placing their value in, but they were just kind of like this feeling that they have to do this, And granted, I wouldn't suggest being in a long-term relationship when you're really young, because that can kind of ruin your perception of like growing up and your frontal lobe developing and all that jazz that they talk about. But I will say that it's also nice to be in relationships and like not be in that back and forth, like unstable type of relationship. But again, that is something that is so entirely normalized at this point, to where it's like, again, people have this pressure to where they feel like that they have to do this. They can't just try to settle down. And if someone does try to settle down, it's harder for them to try to find somebody that wants the same, because it's so common amongst people in their 20s to want to be in that hookup type of vibe, and they don't want to settle down, and they want to just figure out what they want, which is also fine. But it's all about consent and making sure all parties are okay with whatever you're doing. And I believe I posted a video about the glorification of cheating. And I found that when we see people cheating, it's because it's mostly a sexual type of cheating, because they find that they're not getting fulfilled by their partners. And that's another thing. It's like people feel so pressured to have intercourse in the first place. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, you know? And I think that's also another thing where people find that there's so much value in having intercourse, and relationships can't be deeper than that, as if romantic people don't exist or asexual people don't exist. You don't have to do anything. And that's so important, that you can set boundaries and you don't have to do much of nothing if you don't want to. And that leads me to my last point. This is a very short video, I know. But it is okay to not be sexually active, folks. I know it's weird hearing that coming from a 20-year-old girl. But I think that it's important to note that even if it's for not religious purposes, you don't care about religion, even if it's because you have perhaps been in a situation sexually that you didn't particularly like, that's also fine. You as an individual, I'm talking to you right now looking at this camera, you do not owe your body to anybody. I think in general that if you as an individual don't want to do hookup culture, you don't want to do casual dating, then don't. You're going to be so much more happy just doing what you want versus forcing yourself into this kind of like mold that you don't want, you know? I guess is kind of what I'm trying to say. And we just see so often, there are so many YouTubers that have made so many videos talking about hookup culture and talking about how people feel pressured. And I think in terms of that, if you want to have a hot girl summer but you don't want to have casual dating, that's also fine. People, I feel like they hear hot girl summer and they imagine it's being with multiple guys in the same day. It's, you know, finessing men. And really it's just, hot girl summer is a state of mind or state of being. You know, you don't have to, if you in yourself feel hot and you in yourself want to embrace the summer, that has nothing to do with other people. That is with you. Have fun with yourself. Go to the beach, go to a pool, go to the movies, get a slushie or a milkshake. I don't know what people do. I don't go outside, obviously. But a hot girl summer, people feel pressured about, you know, doing that, which sucks and it's unfortunate, because I don't think you should, you know, kind of force anybody to do anything. But this video is very short because it's a really quick topic, and I've been making really long videos recently, so I didn't want to, like, you know, just keep on doing long videos. I like to do a little bit of variety on this channel. But if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, because it helps little channels like mine. Make sure to also subscribe to me down below, because I am very, very close to 7,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool, because I just hit 6,000 subscribers like a month and some change ago. So we're growing pretty fast right now, which is pretty spooky. Also, down below, I have a Google form that you can comment down below, or comment in the form different video ideas you want me to discuss and talk about, because I think it's interesting, and I do like hearing you guys' opinions on things I should discuss, because I also want to talk about things that you guys want to hear, because I don't want to be that type of person to where I just, you know, don't care about y'all's opinions, because I do. Also comment down below your general feelings about hot girl summer, hookup culture, any of that stuff that I talked about today. And with all of that said, make sure to stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.